Tonight at 6, a new docuseries is sparking new leads on the victims of a suspected Indiana serial killer.
It focuses on the Herb Baumeister case. Jenny Runovich now shows us what the documentary uncovers about Fox Hollow Farm and also the tips that now are coming into the coroner.
When cameras came to Fox Hollow Farm, the Westfield property where police unearthed a monster.
This probably is the largest serial murder case in the United States, certainly.
The farm's current owner shared the exact spot.
It's pretty much the way it was.
Where investigators believe dozens of men became victims of Herb Baumeister.
So the pool was the lure. That's what he used to get the guys to come up.
I'd never seen that many skeletal remains. Thousands. It's a serial killer case.
This killer, he's the Dahmer you've never heard of.
The Fox Hollow Murders, Playground of a Serial Killer, is a new docuseries from ABC News Studios streaming on Hulu. It examines the decades-old case involving missing men and the 10,000 bones and bone fragments found on Baumeister's property.
They found handcuffs in the woods, and one set of handcuffs had a human arm stuck through it.
Coroner Jeff Jellison is spearheading the push to identify victims. He's interviewed in the series extensively.
Every little piece puts the puzzle together and may get us going in a direction of an identification.
It already has. Since the premiere Tuesday,
I hadn't even made it home, before my phone was just blowing up.
He's gotten 500 emails and messages, some tips for new potential victims, people whose loved ones went missing in the 90s.
We've got DNA swabs on them. We're going to be delivering those DNA swabs this week to the Indiana State Police so that they can do their work, get them entered into the national database, and we'll see what comes out of this.
He also heard from a man who thinks he encountered Baumeister at a bar along I-70 in Missouri.
And then he said when he saw the documentary, he said, "That's the guy. That's the guy that attacked me."
Let's not do that. I'm sorry.
In the documentary, we also, for the first time, hear from a man named Mark Goodyear, raising new questions. Was there an accomplice?
He certainly knows a lot about this case. He admits he lied to the police. He talks about how Baumeister was this monster. But then he goes right back to that he invited Baumeister to his house for dinner.
New interests, new questions, potential new leads, long overdue.
I just hope it's productive, and I hope that some of these families get resolution.
I've developed personal relationships with them. I see their grief. Our heart are with you, and we're working very hard to give you some closure.
Wow.
I can imagine that it would be so emotional for people that are working this case for decades and decades, and these families still wanting answers.
Right, yeah, the coroner said he actually watched this documentary with a group of people renting out a theater, and he said that was kind of cathartic for all of them. Also, some new information. The coroner told me today they believe they have just identified one new victim in this case. So that's thanks to DNA and forensic genealogy. Right now, a lab is testing to confirm all of this. But again, because of the new documentary, they're also hearing from dozens of more potential victims' family members. So he vows never to stop.
Yes, grateful for that we've got somebody so committed, a public servant like that. If you'd like to learn more about the documentary and the history of the Baumeister case, we have a link right now at WTHR.com.
A Pendleton man is going to prison tonight for causing a drunk driving crash that killed one man and injured 3 others on the north side of Indianapolis.
Our Rich Nye explains why the sentence is much less than it could be, but how the victims' families fought for the maximum allowed under the plea deal.
That crash is Connor Gaskill driving drunk in September 2022, running a stop sign at 24th and Delaware at 55 miles an hour and slamming into a Lyft rideshare car. 22-year-old passenger Rashid Conte was killed. His brother, a friend, and the Lyft driver suffered serious injuries.
I remember crawling from our Lyft onto the pavement. Then I remember screaming for Rashid when the reality of the situation hit me. I pulled him out of the car, noticed a huge gash on his head while he gasped for air.
Gaskill admitted that he had been drinking that night before driving.
Losing a son, a brother, a cousin, nephew, a friend, and knowing the pain it's caused will be with me for the rest of my life. And I know nothing I can say will change things and I make no excuses for my actions, and I accept full responsibility.
Prosecuting this case was hampered by the officers at the scene failing to conduct any kind of sobriety test on Gaskill. Those officers were reprimanded. The judge sent Gaskill to prison for 4 years, the most allowed under the plea deal.
Nothing is justice in this case, but we are grateful that the judge did sentence to the maximum available under the plea. That shows that she really listened to our family.
Gaskill walked into the courtroom, but was taken into custody at sentencing. Rich Knight, 13 News.
An undocumented immigrant is now under arrest in Delaware County. Court documents say that he was pulled over for suspected drunk driving. He told officers he was being paid to bring people across the border to work for a restaurant in Muncie. Police say they found nearly $20,000 in cash. Court documents say he told police that he pays more than $13,000 per person to bring them from Mexico to the U.S. He then told police he gets paid for doing this for restaurants to secure jobs. We do know the man now is held in the jail in Delaware County on no bond.
The warm-up that started over the weekend continues today. We're up 8 degrees in Indianapolis, Shelbyville, and Bloomington, up 11 in Muncie, up 10 degrees in Richmond. That puts temperatures in the 40s and 50s, 52 Greensburg, 51 Carmel. We're down to 43 Connorsville, 49 degrees in Crawfordsville. A lot of cloud cover today, not much in the way of rain. That trend will continue this evening as temperatures continue to drop into the 40s. Really not too cold early tomorrow morning, upper 30s and low 40s, and then highs in the upper 50s.
Angela, thanks so much. Tonight, disbelief from the IU Indianapolis men's basketball team after their bus caught fire on the way home from a road game this weekend.
Very scary situation. Samantha Johnson went to campus today and talked to the head coach.
Thankfully, everyone on that bus made it out safely. The team actually has the day off today ahead of their final 2 home games later this week. But as you can imagine, a scary end to the weekend for the Jags. This was the scene along I-275 near Lawrenceburg on Sunday. Everything left on that bus destroyed, including jerseys, shoes, basketballs, even personal belongings like phones and wallets. Head coach Paul Corsaro tells us it happened in a matter of minutes. He credits the quick thinking of the entire team for everyone getting out on time.
The fact that, we're sitting here today in my office and that we get to play a basketball game again on Thursday just kind of puts things into perspective. At the end of the day, we're fine, and everybody's okay. The sun came up today. We're all here.
The Jags are now working with Adidas to replace game shoes before Thursday's home game and the start of the Horizon League tournament next week. In Indianapolis, Samantha Johnson, 13 News.
The university tells 13 News that a mechanical issue started the fire on that bus. Now the Jags say really the best way to support the team is to go attend the game on Thursday night. They are hosting the #1 team in the Horizon League. Tip-off is set for 6:30 inside the jungle on the IU Indy campus.